Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA, is a way to teach new skills and change behaviors. It helps learners understand the connection between their actions and the world around them. ABA is like a roadmap for learning, providing clear directions and support along the way. It uses positive reinforcement and carefully planned teaching strategies to help individuals thrive. ABA is used with people of all ages and abilities. It is especially helpful for individuals with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. This is because ABA focuses on breaking down complex skills into smaller, more manageable steps. ABA uses different methods to teach. One of these methods is called prompting. Prompts help learners understand what to do and how to respond correctly. Through consistent practice and positive reinforcement, ABA empowers learners to develop new skills, increase independence, and reach their full potential. In ABA, a discriminative stimulus, or SD, is a signal or cue that tells the learner what to do. It's like a green light that says go. When a learner sees or hears the SD, they know that a specific action is expected. For example, imagine a teacher holding up a picture of a ball and saying, "What is this?" The picture and the question are the SDs. They tell the learner that it's time to answer with the name of the object. SDs are important because they create clear expectations for learners. They provide a framework for understanding when and how to respond. By consistently pairing SDs with specific responses and providing reinforcement, learners begin to associate the two. This association helps them learn new skills and behaviors more effectively. Errorless learning is a teaching method used in ABA to help learners acquire new skills with minimal mistakes. This approach aims to prevent errors from happening in the first place, rather than correcting them after they occur. Imagine you're teaching a child to identify the color red. With errorless learning, you might start by showing them a red object and immediately telling them, "This is red." You then provide positive reinforcement, such as praise or a small reward. By providing the correct answer from the beginning, the child learns the association between the color red and its name without making any mistakes. As the child progresses, you can gradually reduce the level of support, eventually leading them to identify the color red independently. Errorless learning is particularly beneficial for learners who are prone to frustration or anxiety when they make mistakes. By minimizing errors, we create a more positive and encouraging learning environment. This helps learners build confidence and stay motivated. Physical prompts involve using physical guidance to help a learner perform a desired action. These prompts provide the most assistance and are often used when teaching new or complex skills. There are two main types of physical prompts: full physical and partial physical. Full physical guidance involves physically guiding the learner through the entire action. For example, if you're teaching a child to write the letter A, you might hold their hand and move it to form the letter correctly. Partial physical guidance involves providing less physical assistance. You might gently nudge the child's hand in the right direction or provide support at their elbow. As the learner progresses, you gradually reduce the level of physical assistance until they can perform the action independently. Physical prompts are particularly helpful for learners who benefit from tactile cues or need extra support in the initial stages of learning. However, it's important to fade these prompts gradually to avoid dependence. Section 5. Verbal prompts, using words to guide. Verbal prompts use spoken words or phrases to guide a learner's behavior. These prompts provide instructions, cues, or reminders to help the learner understand what is expected of them. Vocal verbal prompts involve using our voice to give instructions. For example, if you're teaching a child to put on their shoes, you might say, "Pick up your shoe," or "Put your foot in." Non-vocal verbal prompts use written words or pictures instead of spoken language. This could include showing the child a picture card with the word shoe on it, or writing the instruction on a whiteboard. Verbal prompts can be direct or indirect. Direct verbal prompts clearly tell the learner what to do, while indirect verbal prompts provide hints or suggestions. For instance, if you're teaching a child to identify a cat, a direct verbal prompt would be, "What animal is this?" "It's a cat." An indirect verbal prompt might be, "This animal says meow. What is it?" Like all prompts, it's essential to fade verbal prompts gradually as the learner's skills improve. Section 6. Modeling prompts, learning through imitation. Modeling prompts involve demonstrating the desired behavior for the learner to imitate. This type of prompt is particularly effective for learners who learn best through observation. For example, if you're teaching a child to clap their hands, you might demonstrate the action yourself and say, "Do this." The child can then observe your movements and attempt to copy them. Modeling prompts can be used for a wide range of skills, from simple actions like clapping to more complex behaviors like social interactions. When using modeling prompts, it's important to ensure that the learner is attending to the demonstration. Make eye contact, use clear and exaggerated movements, and provide positive reinforcement when the learner attempts to imitate. Modeling is a natural and effective way for humans to learn. It allows learners to see the desired behavior in action, making it easier for them to understand and replicate. Section 7. Stimulus prompts. Manipulating the environment. Stimulus prompts involve making changes to the learning environment to make the correct response more obvious. These prompts help learners focus their attention and make the connection between the SD and the desired behavior. There are several types of stimulus prompts. Gestural prompts. These prompts use gestures to guide the learner's attention. For example, you might point to the correct object or use hand signals to indicate the desired action. Positional prompts. These prompts involve placing the correct object closer to the learner or making it more prominent in some way. Redundancy prompts. These prompts involve pairing different types of prompts together. For example, you might use a verbal prompt along with a gestural prompt to emphasize the correct response. Stimulus prompts are often subtle, but they can be very effective in guiding learning. By manipulating the environment, we can make it easier for learners to identify the correct response and reduce the likelihood of errors. Section 8. Prompt hierarchies, a gradual path to independence. A prompt hierarchy is a systematic way of fading prompts to promote independence. It involves using a sequence of prompts, starting with the most intrusive or most helpful, and gradually moving to the least intrusive or least helpful. The goal is to use the least intrusive prompt that still allows the learner to respond correctly. As the learner progresses, you move down the hierarchy, providing less and less assistance until they can perform the skill independently. Here's an example of a prompt hierarchy for teaching a child to say the word ball. 1. Full physical prompt. Physically guide the child's mouth to say ball. 2. Partial physical prompt. Gently touch the child's lips as a reminder to say ball. 3. Verbal prompt. Say ball as a model for the child to imitate. 4. Gestural prompt. Point to a picture of a ball. 5. Independent response. The child says ball without any prompts. Prompt hierarchies provide a structured framework for fading prompts and promoting independence. Section 9. The importance of data collection. Data collection is a crucial aspect of ABA. It involves carefully observing and recording a learner's behavior to track their progress and make informed decisions about their learning. In ABA, data is typically collected on the learner's responses to specific SDs. This data helps us understand skill mastery. We can see if the learner is consistently responding correctly to the SD. Prompt dependence. We can identify if the learner is relying too heavily on a particular type of prompt. Areas for improvement. We can pinpoint any challenges or areas where the learner needs additional support. By analyzing the collected data, we can make adjustments to the learner's program, such as changing the prompt hierarchy, introducing new skills, or providing additional reinforcement. Data-driven decision-making ensures that the learner is receiving the most effective intervention possible. Section 10. Achieving independence through ABA prompts. ABA prompts are powerful tools that help learners acquire new skills and achieve greater independence. By providing temporary support and guidance, prompts bridge the gap between a learner's current abilities and the desired behavior. The ultimate goal of ABA prompting is to fade prompts gradually as the learner masters the skill. We want learners to be able to perform the behavior independently without relying on external cues or assistance. When prompts are used effectively, learners experience a sense of accomplishment and increased confidence in their abilities. This, in turn, motivates them to continue learning and growing. Section 11. Conclusion. Empowering learners through effective prompting. ABA prompts play an essential role in effective teaching and learning. By understanding the different types of prompts, prompt hierarchies, and the importance of data collection, we can create individualized learning plans that cater to each learner's unique needs. When implemented with expertise and compassion, ABA prompts empower learners to overcome challenges, develop new skills, and reach their full potential. It's about providing the right support at the right time to unlock a world of possibilities for every learner.